Hey everyone, Brian Trades here. Today is January 3rd, 2025, and it's another day in the small account challenge. I took one trade today on QQQ. We're going to go over my technical analysis breakdown. I'll explain to you why I took the trade and break it down as the trade plays out. I'm mainly a breakout trader. I use a 4-hour, 15 for charting, and 5 and 2 for entries. I draw out lines on the chart based on past areas of support and resistance, including prior day's highs and lows, including pre-market. This particular day was really choppy, but patience is the name of the game when it comes to trading. I entered here with 2 cons at 34 cents. It's a small account. I got contracts a few out of the money because they're affordable. It kind of broke the trend here in this area that I drew out, that it's a resistance area. I'm going for new highs, and I'm going to try and ride out the momentum. I marked yesterday's prior day high and prior day low. You can see the white line is the prior day high. The Qs were stuck consolidating around the marked area in the chart. I was waiting to enter at this breakout level until the next resistance level in the chart, which is around 519.30. I'm also paper trading here on these other tabs for NQ and ES. So NQ follows Qs pretty closely, and then ES follows SPY. Those are 2 tickers I mainly trade, in addition to IWM. So as this trade plays out, I automatically hit the 1 stop loss right away as soon as I enter. That way I can kind of have a visual on the chart trader on Webull. So I try and match what it looks like on the chart as far as like the wicks and whatnot. So right now I'm just kind of being patient and waiting for this breakout here. Really using the 13 EMA as my stop loss area. I put stop losses in based on areas on the chart. I normally don't go off of percentages like 20, 30. However, I like to keep it around 30. Normally wherever I enter for risk reward, it's normally about 25 to 30% if I had to call it. But normally those are just areas in the chart. Like I just drew this line for the trend line break, and that is where and when I entered the 13 EMA on the 2 minute. Just under that would be like a stop loss for me, or under the trend line, as you can see with the dotted alert below. So going back between the 2 minute and 5 minute will give me a clear indication if my thesis is correct or not. As you can see, I moved my stop loss down just a hair to match what I see on the chart to the right. It's kind of hard doing the Webull Trader, Turbo Trader, as I like to move my cons up with the movement of the contract, if that makes sense. The chart you see on Webull is the actual contract, not the ticker. So one of my contracts did get hit right there, and we're going back on the 2 minute. Going back to the 5 minute, I want to see where this candle is going to close to commit to the second contract. Now I do leave my stop loss exactly where it's at right now, and that is the line in the sand for me. It did get very close on the 2 minute, and then going back to the 5 here, it's telling me that the candle has yet to close. So I like to wait for that for a little bit more confirmation. Then I move the contract again just to give it a cent or two of breathing room, because QQQ can get volatile at times, and as you can see, I'm already trying to move it back to where it was, because I like that line in the sand. Waiting on this 5 minute to close. As I'm going back and forth from NQ, I'm in a paper trade, and I haven't even touched the stop loss. That was like perfect on the chart, because I'm using TradingView to paper trade, as well as my live Webull account here on the left. So here the trade is going to be going back and forth a lot, lots of choppy action. I'll probably speed this part up, that way you can kind of see the results. As you can see now on the trading view chart on the right, as the 5 minute comes to a close, it's still going to be closing above the trend line break, and that is a good sign for continuation. Normally I'm not in trades this long, but just have to be patient sometimes, especially when it's a choppy day like this. So as this timeline kind of speeds up, gets back to my entry level, and I go back in 2 cons when I see some momentum play out. Right there, I got an alert to go ahead and enter, or at least where my entry is at with all this theta decay. So I gave it 2 more cons to play towards this momentum to new highs. Again, really slow price action today. Just kind of being patient, letting this play out. I can use this time to kind of talk about the strategy and how I work Webull and cons. So right now you can see I'm in 3 cons right now, and I have immediately put 2 cons in the stop losses a few cents away from each other. I have an actual visual of how and where they are on the charts. I leave my last one as a runner, and I normally have that on just, as you can see, the quantity settings is 1, so I could just sell with the sell button, or sell 1 stop and have 1 more. I just like to have 2, and then I just leave 1 as the last runner, and you'll see how and why I play this out the way I do. Turbo Trader is great, the way I have my layout, and I can do another video if you guys like to see how this works. But right here, looks like it broke the highs, and I'm following the momentum here about 15%. I think I already sold 1 contract at 20 to lock in some profits. Having a hard time deciding, letting this kind of play out. I don't want to quickly raise my stop loss up and then let it get hit, so I'm giving it some time to breathe. It is new highs now, and it normally has momentum, so here we are about 25, probably going to see 30% soon. That's where I like to have my first stop loss moving up, following the profits. 30% is a great take profit range. I would hate to just see this top wick back down, so here's 1 of 2 contracts that are still in play. I got 1 just kind of following closely, and I go ahead and set my second stop loss, and then I move it up, trying to let this one breathe a little more. So I move it just above my entry. So far this is looking good. Got a nice solid green candle on the 2 minute. Chilling at 30%. And getting some more momentum here with this last push. Realistically, I would love to have it hit that next resistance level at the 519.30-ish mark, but I'm keeping an eye on the volume and if buyers still are in control. Nice big push to about 50%. Now I'm following it closely. I do not want to lose any of this profits. I'm just following closely on the Webull Trader, Turbo Trader. Almost has 70%. Chart still looks great. Full bodied green candle. Continuing to raise my stop loss to follow these profits. Almost at 70. Moving up slowly but surely here. Really nice momentum. And there's my stop. Locked in about 60% of profits. Took my first con out about 20%, making about 30 on the day with a $500 account. Not the best day to trade, but sometimes you have to be patient on the entries and wait for the chart to show you when to enter. Tomorrow's another day. I'm Brian Trades. Thanks for watching.